Hi guys, just me. As you can see, my surroundings are different. I'm in the UK. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So happy days. Just a recap on Raw. I actually did this yesterday, and I accidentally deleted it. So goes to show where my head is at the moment. But yeah, let's try again, shall we? I look really sleepy. I'm not really tired. Anyway, maybe I should brush my hair. Anyway, we opened Raw with Vince, and he was getting ready for his fight with Heyman, which we all knew was gonna happen with Lesnar and Triple H. So that was that really, but it was quite funny because Heyman came down in his best ring gear. They were fighting with the crutches like two old geriatrics. And then Lesnar came out when Vince was in the ring on his own. And then we heard that opening of Triple H's music, and it's like, time to play it again. And I was like, oh my god, yes, yes, yes. Even though we all knew this was going to happen, it was still like a huge surprise because obviously it wasn't really set in stone, as they say. And yeah, it was just really, really good. He came out all badass with the short hair and a t-shirt, sweaty crotch, you know. So they kind of had this brawl where Lesnar was busted open. And it was pretty bad actually. It wasn't just like a little nick to the head, it was like proper gushing, and you could see the cameraman trying to like change angles so that it wasn't shown, because you know, this PG era. So that was really entertaining, and as an Attitude Era person, like, I was like, this is awesome, this is like the most blood we've seen in a while, you know. I'm happy to see blood gushing out of a grown man's head. But so I take it that is pretty much set in stone for WrestleMania, and if it goes the way it did then, real like aggro kind of street fight thing, I think it could be quite good actually. I think maybe they learned their lesson from SummerSlam, because it was a good match, but it wasn't the best, and the fans didn't love it too much, so maybe they've kind of learned their lesson and this will be a better match. So we'll see what unfolds, I suppose, over the next few days. I've seen that Triple H has joined Twitter now, so yay! We'll see what he tweets. I bet you he won't tweet much. Probably too busy, you know, trying to bury other talent. I know. I'm joking. After that, like when I was kind of like thinking about Raw after, I kept thinking of 3 special moments. Kept thinking of maybe 4 actually. Kept thinking of that segment, the opening segment, the Shield's address, and that RKO to Rollins. I kept thinking of the Cena Punk match, and I kept thinking of Ziggler and how they're burying him in squash matches, and like against Ryback, you know, there was that. It's just ridiculous. It just feels like he can't do anything. He can't do right from wrong. Ugh. Sorry, eyeliner hurting me. So yeah, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And of course I did remember the whole Jack Swagger thing with the Miz and Miz TV and ADR and stuff. But as highlighting, is that even an appropriate word to use for this? As entertaining as that was, it was overshadowed by absolutely everything else that went on. Maybe that's a good thing for Swagger at the moment, you know. I definitely don't agree with the drugs thing, because I'm not like that. I'm not a straight edge girl, but I'm not like into all that kind of side of life. Each to their own and stuff. But you know, it's his own fault that he got caught. It's his own fault that he's stupid enough to do something like that after a huge push. But at the same time, the way that they handled the Glenn Beck thing was really kind of good. And I could see that maybe he was a bit sorry, but he still looked out of it on Raw. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling, because the Miz got attacked from behind, and then they had a match, and it was quite okay. But he has to come off looking strong. Oh my god, excuse me. Mandatory yawn. Oh god, jeez, I really am all over the place for this video. I do apologise. Well, we had Brad, Maddox and Vicky talk to Team Hell No, but Brad calls them Team Bricky. I don't know if I said that on my last video or not, which is just really funny. But Team Hell No had a match against Primetime Players where Brian had a bag over his head and Kane had one hand tied behind his back, and they still won. But I don't know, like, really, that's what you're gonna do with them two really talented people? Like, seriously? I was gonna say really, but I can't. Baffled.com. Then there was a segment where Sheamus was gonna come out. Tux was talking about the Oscars and crap, and then he was talking about Barrett's new movie. I don't know the name of it. Sorry. Actually, looks quite decent too. So that's the start of their feud now. And I noticed on Twitter, like, instantly people were like, Ireland versus England, Ireland are crap, Ireland are useless, we're all poxy farmers. I just seen a load of crap about Ireland, and I just thought, guys, this is wrestling, this isn't real life. This is like, that's the only thing about this whole feud that I'm gonna not enjoy, is the abuse that some people put towards Irish people, and of course English people, because everyone is, you know, the same. But it's just like, these are two very talented wrestlers who could have quite an alright feud, and it's going to be overshadowed because people are just assholes. So don't bother tweeting me shit about Ireland being crap or England being crap. We're all the same, we're all grand, like, Jesus. We had Orton versus Cesaro, Great Khali versus Mark Henry. Still no sign of Christian either. I was kind of hoping that he would be back for this WrestleMania, and I don't know if that's even going to happen now. It's getting a bit late. There's only 5 weeks left, you know. Who's he going to feud with? We learned that Donald Trump is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we had that address from the Shield, which was really good. It's quite interesting to see how much they've grown on the mic. Reigns is still a little bit dodgy, because obviously Ambrose is a pro. He just has that thing that you can't take your eyes off him, and you listen to everything he says and you hang on to it, you know. He's really good. And you know, Rollins is just, guys, you know my love affair with Mr. Rollins. I do absolutely love him, but it's, yeah, like, Sheamus came out then to, oh, I'm here if you want to fight, I'm here if you want to fight. And then two boys went to go after him. Rollins stayed in the ring, and Randy Orton was behind him and got him with a beautiful RKO. I have to say, it's always Rollins. He always takes the fall, I suppose. It's quite interesting. And then the match of the night, the match maybe of the year, definitely. Oh, the phone's ringing, I'm not answering it. Definitely the match, singles match of the year anyway, was Cena versus Punk. And, like, the reaction on Twitter was amazing, because people don't like Cena, but I think Punk is the only one that brings out the best in him. You know, we can all kind of see how good Punk is when you're put against someone like Cena. You have to remember, they're two different sizes as well, and two different styles of wrestling. You know, Punk is all about the martial arts and stuff, and Cena only has 5 or 6 moves, so I'm just joking. He was better on Monday than he's been in a very long time, so that's happy days for him. He won, obviously, so then people are like, what's gonna happen now? Is it gonna be a triple threat? It's more or less booked, and from what I've seen online and stuff as well. I don't really take too much of what's online, you know. I don't take it as 100% confirmed, but with The Undertaker kind of doing the rounds and there's a lot of heat on him, I do think it will be Punk versus The Undertaker. I would be very surprised if it wasn't. but then who knows with the WWE, because lately we've not really known too much. I'm just gonna leave. This is quite a short video for me, which is kind of good. And it's probably my worst one. I really am so sorry. It's so hard to get time on my own to do these videos. I'm in, like, you know, in a friend's house and stuff, so I don't want to be ignorant. But basically, don't be giving out that The Undertaker didn't come out on Monday. I kind of had a feeling, but I was still waiting, and they said, like, they did a shot of the camera. Excuse me. They did a camera shot during the Punk and Cena match where it went off slightly, and it was, the screen kind of darkened, and I went, you know, I was like, oh my god, it's gone, and then, like, it wasn't. And then when Punk did that little promo, he said a lot of stuff that was kind of aimed towards The Undertaker. So watch it yourself and pick out what you think it is, and tweet me if you know what it is. I'm not going to tell you, but I know a lot of people kind of copped on, especially a lot of, like, fans that are old school fans, I suppose, kind of copped on quick. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. Anyway, we still have SmackDown to watch, so yeah. That was unconvincing. Anyway, I'm gonna finish with a few shout outs to people. All the links for my Twitter family are gonna be down below. There's obviously Tim, Roxy, Jerry, Zicodemus, Danny, James, a few others, and just check them out and see if you like them. If you don't, then I don't know what you're gonna do with your life. We are amazing. God, I really do need more sleep. Have a good week, guys. I will see you next week, and this will be up on Tuesday next week. It won't be so long. I did delete accidentally, so have a great weekend, and yeah, see you soon.